Hello, everybody. It's Neil here. How you doing? I am reaching out to you for Fall 22 GoReact updates, and this is specifically going out to methods courses. There are some updates, and many of you who've used this before, but I created this video and slideshow for those who are brand new or have some experience just to kind of update. On that last slide, I'm going to add this video to that page after I'm done, so you can kind of if you want to watch the video, or if you want to, you can do that, or you can go through the slides. So, GoReact methods highlights. We have new HLP markers, and rubrics are only used in D2L. We're not putting them in GoReact. And what's new this term? We're going to talk a little bit about that. So I broke this down into kind of how this is going to work. You're going to receive an email invite to join your GoReact course. And if you haven't used GoReact before or registered, you'll have to register to join. And once you do, you're in. And I'll show you how to invite students to your course, how to edit your course, provide student feedback, which is really you know, the most robust part of this entire platform, using markers and comments. And I'm going to show you the new markers. And then an option if you are kind of like me, where you like things to be very clean, like your inbox. It annoys me when I have messages that are unread. I can show you how to move those videos that you watch from need to be reviewed to graded without really actually grading them. It's called graded, but I'll show you a little trick. Okay, let's get into it. So the first step is you're going to receive an email invite after I create your course. And their email will look something like this. Click here to sign in and join the course. And then from there, you'll be invited into the course as the instructor. Okay, so now you're in. Step 2 is to invite your students to join your GoReact course. And I listed the steps here. You go to your course, click the invite button on the upper left portion of the page, and you'll have a pop-up, and on the left side of that pop-up, you'll see a group join link. You simply click you copy that link and send it to your students, and then they can join as well. And most of them at this point have used it. If they have used GoReact before, if they haven't, they have to register as well. Okay, and this is a big one. I want to make sure that you know that you have the power to edit your course. So maybe you don't like the name I gave it, Act Video, right? Maybe you want to name it something else. All you have to do is start by clicking the ellipses, I think that's the correct spelling, and edit assignment, all right? And that'll, once you get in your course, you'll see that. And you can, if you do that, then you can change many, many things. You can change the assignment name. You can change the due dates, which are big. I listed everything as, meaning listed the due dates as the last day of the term. That way, because I know how tricky it can be when you assign a hard due date in a course like you're teaching. It doesn't always work out that way logistically. So I left that flexibility. You can obviously change that if you want. And then right now it's listed as not graded. If you like the idea of doing um, you know, moving things from not graded to graded, and cleaning up your GoReact inbox, I'll show you how to do that, but I didn't list that because it's optional. And the one thing we can't change, because we're collecting data now, we're to the point finally where we're starting to collect data and differentiate data from the markers, from your use in methods courses, coaches' use. We have a competency-based marker set that we're using, so we're going to be able to differentiate all of those. These markers are high leverage practices from the University of Michigan, and there's more about that as well. And then most importantly, not most importantly, but very important, remember to click save and close. Uh, I put save and exit, but it's save and close at the bottom of the page to make sure that your whatever changes you make are in there. And also, I included an infographic with the HLP markers, and your students should have some exposure. I know that there are a lot of opportunities for them that are coming up more and more to learn what these HLP markers are. For for your sake, it may be just explaining, look, these are things that I'm looking for that we know really accomplished, successful teachers do in their classroom. We're looking for those things. All right, and now student feedback and markers, and I'm actually going to take you to the a live GoReact course after we're done here to kind of show you what this looks like. But obviously, if you use GoReact before, the power is in being able to. I think it's the fascinating thing for me, which I just think is the coolest part of GoReact, is that the video you're watching automatically stops when you start typing your comments. So if I'm writing nice introduction, very engaging, the video pauses, timestamps it, and then picks up right where it left off. And of course, you can click your markers, but to me, markers without your feedback, written feedback, is not as powerful. So you're going to want to do that. All right, I took a snapshot of the high leverage practice document and the colors that we're using for these markers, and I put a link in here so you can access the actual document. But if you want to take a look at it, but you can see there are 9 markers that we're using, from recognizing and identifying common patterns of student thinking to explaining core content. And these are the things that we're looking to have conversations with our students about. Like if we see them, not setting up and managing small group work, let's say, it's a point of conversation. It's like, hey, what do you think about, maybe next time show me how you set up and manage a small group. So it's a conversation piece more than anything, because the grades are not there. This is not part of their grade in your course. Okay. All right. This is optional. I called it a pseudo rubric. I like to have things moved, from not graded to graded, and I created this very, very simplistic kind of. They call it a rubric, but it's not really a rubric. It's you have feedback on your video, and you have feedback on your video. Your video has been reviewed. I can change that around, but all you would have to do is after you watch a video, you would click that, and then it would move to the graded part. And not only does that help me like keep things clean and organized, but it also signifies to students that, hey, somebody has looked at my work. Okay, now, what's new with GoReact? And I put this, let me see if I can move this down a little bit. I created a mock interview site where I ask these questions, just typical teacher questions. We can change these around if you have a strong feeling, but just what we think they will be asked about whenever they go to a teaching interview. And I would like to open it up for all of our students eventually. We have to think of kind of who would monitor that and how that would look moving forward. But the idea is pretty simple. Students go in, record themselves answering a question like, tell us about yourself. Give me, getting that practice before they actually go into an interview with the principal. Okay, so see if I can move this out of the way. And I'm going to pause for a second. Okay, I am back. So now I'm in your GoReact course. This is what it's going to look like. Course number and your name here, obviously, Fall 2022 NLU Methods. I may change that around a bit, but that's basically what it's going to look like, and that will be in the invite that I showed you earlier. All right, so let's say now that your students have started submitting videos, and this is just a video for me, a test video. So I'm going to click it, open it up, and I'm going to kill the sound so you don't have to listen to my voice more than you already are. And you can start watching the video. And as you'll see, it's playing here. And as you can see, the time is rolling. And I'm just going to add a comment like, wow, or, hopefully yours are more meaningful than that. But you'll see that as I'm adding that, it automatically pauses and timestamps. And then I can add the markers anytime I want. And I can go from there and check it out. It's actually closed caption. So I think that's pretty cool too. And so you can go through that. And then let's say you do want to use that rubric that I said, like, hey, your video has been reviewed, check, post rubric. And what happens then is if I'll go back, and this is how it's going to look, you're going to have your assignment now will go from not graded, it'll move, I'm sorry, clicking around here, but it'll go from not graded and it'll be graded. So yeah, and there you have it. And all I did was kind of switch back and forth, but those are some of the changes that are happening. Sorry for this long video, but I wanted to get this information out to you. Thanks.